Target has said that it has cut its go-to-market timeframe from 7 months to 8 weeks. According to Retail Dive, Rick Gomez, the chief commercial officer at Target, told an audience last Monday at the National Retail Federation's Big Show conference that Target has shortened its go-to-market cycle to 8 weeks, down from 27 weeks for specific trending items so they can reach shoppers faster. Quote, not everything is in 8 weeks, Gomez explained, but the things that are trending and that we're seeing that are going viral, that we want to be in market ahead of the competition, we've created an operating model that enables us to do that, end quote. John, we're going to go to you again on this one. Are you buying or selling Target's announcement of cutting its product lead times from 7 months to 8 weeks? And what, if any, impact will it have on Target's overall business performance?
Yeah, I mean, to answer the first question, I think I'm a hold right now because I'm not quite
Hold.
certain, to be honest. I don't know, it's kind of it feels like a very exciting announcement, right? We're going to do stuff in 8 weeks and we cut it down from 7 months and like all those numbers sound great. But I'd have a couple of like, first of all, concerns about impacts this could have on Target operationally, right? So the first thing is that historically, I mean, say historically over the last number of years, Target have mentioned inventory issues a lot in earnings calls, right? That they've had too much
Right.
inventory of the wrong items, they've gotten hit by markdowns, it's driving some of their underlying underperformance. I only see this exacerbating that issue, right? If you're changing and saying, "Hey, this is a big deal, and we're going to go after it in 8 weeks," but you choose the wrong thing, suddenly you've got a
Yeah.
ton of like quote unquote trendy inventory that actually nobody wants, which is not probably going to solve Target's underlying issue. And if they currently have forecasting issues at a 7 month lead time, I don't see how that's suddenly going to get better in an 8 week lead time. So that's my first kind of operational concern I would have from from like kind of a merchandising ops perspective. The other thing I would say is like I don't think that this gets at Target's underlying problem of underperformance, right? So we know that they're
No.
constrained on basically price. I mean, is the big issue that the stick that's being used to beat Target all the time. Having a trendy, I think bow, that is one of the examples that they use. Having a trendy bow in time for the holiday seasons is not going to change that. There's a little bit of maybe additional incremental sales you can gain, but I don't know if it's going to change it. The other thing is 8 weeks. I was trying to think through in the year, right, where 8 weeks could actually be helpful for you on a trend. And so if you see a holiday trend, it's probably going to come in maybe mid-October to early November. You're already past the holidays at 8 weeks. If you
Yeah.
see a back to school trend, which I thought was maybe the closest I could get, you might see it in June and you hit stores in September. But we all know in real life and retail, back to school is done by September, right? You're into
Yeah.
Halloween. So I don't see how this actually helps them from that perspective. And the final point I'd have is like 8 weeks is still way behind the market leaders of like real quick turn. So Zara is 2 to 4 weeks, right? And so that's kind of our benchmark. It's not the exact same model, but I still think it doesn't think it brings it quite there. So it's actually funny having started from a hold and then working my way through those 3 points. I'm probably on a not buying situation
Yeah.
right now. I just don't see how it trends to their actual that solves the problems. And I think that the thing that Target's always been known for is kind of storytelling, building a brand that tells a story that you can rely on, that's consistent, that you know what you're going to get. Yes, there's some kind of on trend moments that they've had, but it's not their USP. So I think it sounds great, but I don't know what it's driving at to solve for them.
Kudos to you, John, because I was gonna hammer you over the head with, so you're a hold on this,
Yeah,
huh?
I
But no,
mean,
you switched mid,
I
you
think quickly
switched
on
mid.
my feet, Chris. It's
Yeah,
consultative.
you do. Yeah, yeah, right. You switch mid diatribe. All right. So, and the other part too that that you didn't mention was if depending on the degree to which you try to do this, it's going to have a sizable impact on your product margins as well, like
Yes, yeah.
incredibly sizable. Yeah, Kelly. So I was going to bring you in on this now. So what's your take? Are you equally skeptical? Not as skeptical? More skeptical? What do you think here?
I'd say I came in maybe less skeptical, and John has fully talked me into the selling as well. Margin was exactly where my mind went when I read this headline. One, the 8 weeks, like John said, not as fast as your competitors in the apparel space are doing, if that's really who you're looking to play against. They talked about cherries, and I'm seeing cherry pajamas for Valentine's Day. So I get it. I've seen the trends, but if you're really looking to do it that fast, I question how much of that development they're actually doing internally with their merchandising team versus going,
Mhm.
to the market, buying from
Mhm.
a vendor, and you're going to lose margin on that. So if they're
Mhm.
not able to figure that mix out effectively, they could run the risk of buying a lot of more expensive product that they're trying to push for trend. And then to John's point, if it's the wrong trend or you miss the sale, not only are you inventory bloated, but you also have less profitable inventory on hand.
Right. And the other point that you bring up too, Kelly, is you're probably not doing this through your own brands, which has always been a pillar of Target's strategy as well, if you're trying to chase this type of
Exactly.
business. But and at the end of the day, too, isn't what he's describing just good merchandising? Like you're always trying to capture the trends and get products in as quickly as you can, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a merchant, but I've spent the last 10 years with you and we've interviewed plenty of merchants at this level. And that was the first thing that I saw when I heard this. I was like, isn't this just what you're supposed to do as a merchant? Like capture the trends and figure out what makes sense for Target to invest in? But Chris, I think there's a bigger issue here. Like, I don't think
Oh.
this is an issue for Target. Target, I mean, Kelly, I'm not going to go to you and John on this one because I don't think you're probably buying a lot of your clothes or fill in items at Target. But like Kelly, do you feel like I feel like Target's already hitting on the trends? Like if you need something, like that's been Target's cachet all along is that they have great products that's on trend at a lower price. Would you agree with that, Kelly?
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go to any store, back to school, you're going to find something. Oh, cute. Do I need this? No. Does it kind of
right.
hit the mark for the moment? Yes.
Ah, interesting. Yes, that's a
Right.
great point.
So I think
Yes.
like to me, this really is like throwing tech at a problem or an investment at a problem that they don't need to solve right now. I'm giving a quick plug for our show, Fashion's Missing Middle. Like we have Target in the plan because they are serving people at a
Right.
price point where you can get affordable on trend fashion. Like this is not an issue. And if they miss one bow trend or they miss one cherry trend, like they still have plenty of other assortment that people are already going there for. I think they need to find a new problem to solve.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, I agree with all of you, and I think I'm gonna be the most skeptical one here. I mean, I actually question how much investment is actually really even being put into solving this at the end of the day. Because I think it's code for pure window dressing at a large industry conference when you have
Yeah.
nothing else substantive to talk about. That's what I think. I mean, come on, the things you're selling on stage are buying into cherries and bows at around the holiday season. I mean, come on, like that's going to have no material impact on your business. It's just what Target always does, trying to take credit in the media for something that you should already be doing anyway, to your point. And your point, Ann, about, why do you really go to Target? And Kelly, too, like it's the things you don't expect to find. It's not necessarily that you want to go find the thing that's going viral on TikTok. It's the things that just surprise and delight you every single day. So I don't know. It's once again, we've talked about the old adage, and you and I talk about this quote all the time. Honesty is not synonymous with truth. From The Departed, one of my all-time favorite movies, it's not synonymous with truth, and that's what they're doing here again. So I don't know. I'm glad we all feel the same way about this relatively.